Sorry for the delay from my end. We could meet last week. You didn't have lectures last week, is that? It's Sunday, you didn't have. But let's try to schedule one additional cover-up session, probably next week or after that, and cover that lecture. I hope those who are connected through online, they are there. Are you? There are 9 participants or 8 at least. Good morning, everyone. Those who have connected online.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Keep a message to others as well. There was a slight delay from my end. I'm sorry about that. We're going to start. This is third session, right? On operations management. Do you have the handout with you? At least the soft copy you need to have. If not the hard copy, you need to have the soft copy. Otherwise, a technical, little bit technical subject like this would be a little difficult to understand. You need to go through the lecture materials, points, and ask some questions as we discuss the topics in the classroom itself. Towards the end of the semester, it would be difficult for you to study alone. Right? Unlike accounting subjects or any other management subject you are familiar with, this has a technical component also in addition to the management part. And technical පැත්තකුත් තියෙනවා මේකේ. ඒක තනියම තේරුම් ගන්න ටිකක් අමාරුයි. When it comes to exam questions, hello. When it comes to exam questions, both management side of it, technical side of it, both aspects will be tested. Especially to get a good mark for the final paper, good mark for the group assignments and other assignments. At undergraduate level, it's new for many of you. You have to spend a little time. Is that clear? We started this second topic after understanding what operations management is, what operations managers are supposed to do in businesses, right? And accordingly, on that background, we started to talk about product designing. You remember? Just go through what we have discussed so far. That topic, product design. So we define it, what it is, and we also identified there are 2 types of industries basically. One is manufacturing industries, producing products. We gave some examples. What they have to design is their products, what they are going to sell in the market. Could be consumer products, but this could be industrial products, could be various, any different types of it. Right. So manufacturing industries, they have to design products. And what is the other industry? services industry. Could be healthcare, could be financial services, could be transportation, logistics, hotels, restaurants, education institutes, media institutes. So they are into service industry. They have to design their services. Are they important for a business? Designing product, designing the service for the business. Is that an important decision? Yes. Why? That is what we are going to sell in the market. So to compete better with other competitive products in the same industry. And also to sell more products or services. Generate more sales revenue. Generate more profits from the business. Any business, right? Small scale, medium scale, large scale businesses or multinational businesses, right? They have to design their products with the right features, right characteristics, right benefits for their customers in the right manner. Can you understand that? So we are talking about that topic, that area in this topic, how businesses should design their products with the right features, right characteristics, right components, and in the right manner to manufacture them at a profit. That is also very important. That many managers ignore, many businesses ignore how to manufacture this product profitably. To earn more profits, we have to produce it in a more efficient manner, more productive manner. Then only we can produce it at a lower cost and sell at a higher price with the right features. And so that then only the businesses can earn more profits. So, hope you can understand. So for that, this is a critical decision for any business. Class management students. So you are specializing in applied accounting, right? Applied accounting, maybe financial accounting, maybe auditing related, or any other financial analysis type of area. You should have a simple idea. In our business, maybe you are working for a manufacturing firm later. Though you are into accounting, financial accounting, or auditing, you should know a little bit of its operation side of it as well. So coming to this, that is product designing, that's very important for any business. So any manager. So for accountants and auditors also. So for what we have, what else we have discussed? You should have some notes written down. Join online on first time. Those who have joined online, you should have written. You should have written down some notes. You can't memorize everything. So whatever you simply understand, you have to write things down. That will be easier. That's why you have to refer to the handout. What we discuss here, write down points. So it's about product designing. In service industry, service design. So this is how we define product design. So in manufacturing industries, this is the process of designing all the product characteristics, such as its appearance, areas like the shape of it, colors in which it would come, sizes, small to medium to different sizes, and especially the features, key features, additional features. So they have to design that carefully. In addition to that, they have to design the materials or the components it's made of, technical side of it, technical dimensions, tolerances, performance standards, and etc. etc. So with respect to every single product, like CBL designing a new taste of biscuit, BSI designing a new design of pair of shoes. Thumb row designing a particular type of furniture, maybe a sofa, maybe uh, uh, any other furniture item. Or television manufacturer producing a new design for a television. Mobile phone manufacturer may design a new design of mobile phones with right features, characteristics, and all are product design examples. Coming to complicated product like automobiles, maybe Toyota, with the change in technology and other aspects, when they design a new model of car, that is product design. Is that clear? Write down 5 examples. What we mean by product design. That's a critical decision, product design. That's a very important decision. Take your notebook and notebook, start writing down or thinking with me. We further discussed the other day, isn't so? So coming to service industries, this is known as service design. Simply, what activities we are going to do, provide our service. What is the bundle of package, bundle of benefit package we are going to offer to our customers? Identify. They will design it. Like say a restaurant. When every new restaurant, and there are many restaurants launching every week, every month, but only few are becoming successful. So not everything or not all the restaurants. When we look at well-functioning restaurants that have a good demand, one unique characteristic there is they have a unique service package. They have identified what food menu items they are offering, how they are going to offer this, how their service is different from other competitive restaurants locating in the same area. So they have come up with a different concept, different bundle of package, bundle of benefits. Then only they can compete with other competitors. So for that, in services we call it a service design should be done in a way they have to design their service package in the most appropriate manner. Technically, we say that it has 3 components at least in a service package. Appropriate physical elements should be there. Physical elements, tangible items they are going to offer to the customers. If it is a restaurant, that is the food items, menu items. So if it is a hospital, what tangible items, things that customers can see, touch, and sometimes take home or consume. So physical elements should be there. That should be designed differently. Coming to aesthetic benefits, certain elements in the service that customers can experience when they go there. Maybe the atmosphere created for the customers, ambience, furniture, and the physical conditions and all. The aesthetic aspect of the, at least that should be unique. That should be different at least. To make the food experience better. We call it aesthetic benefits. For a service concept to be a better concept, it should have some amount of psychological elements as well, they say. Psychological elements, kind of mental satisfaction. And for that, what they are including in the service. Maybe very friendly customer service, approachable waiters, and very friendly and quick service. Feel them that they are recognized, their needs are understood, and then the orders are supplied without any delays. Likewise, one way or the other, there should be some psychological benefits also added to the service to make it unique, make it attractive. So adding them, a service design should be finalized. It's a technical word. And a decision that should be made very carefully. After thinking from various different angles. In this topic, we try to understand how this decision should be made. So it's very important for any business, any entrepreneur, any manager, any accountant. Should have a simple idea, especially general managers, entrepreneurs should have a clear idea. How to design products, how to design services, depending on the industry they are in. So we also identified some more. I'm not going to discuss things in detail. It's very big, and since we already discussed them. Here, what we understood was with the product design, they should also design a process. Process design. That means how this particular product design or the product is going to manufacture. What and what steps, using what machineries, in which order we are going to manufacture this product. That technical process should be identified, should be designed together with the product design. That is why we understand it here. Both product designing decision and process designing decision should be made simultaneously, together. They affect each other. What and what features you want to have affect what and what steps you are going to include in the process, and vice versa. So that is why. So both decisions should be made parallelly. That we will discuss again later as well. Here we understood about it. And then I explained using this PLC framework the other day. Right? Every new product may go through different stages of life cycle, especially when existing products, already introduced products in the market, becoming or passing the growth stage and maturity stage and coming to decline stage. Every business should be ready with some new products to introduce to the market. Otherwise, they cannot compete with other competitors who are frequently introducing new products. Right. So every business should pay attention to understand what's happening to our existing products, existing product portfolio, and keep some products ready in the pipeline. Right. Keep some products ready in the pipeline to be introduced to the market every 3 months time, 6 months time, 9 months time, whatever, depending on the industry. If the competition is very high, your products become outdated very soon. So you should be ready with some new products. And that is why, let's say, mobile phone manufacturers, the latest design become outdated probably 3 months time, 6 months time. So they must be ready with another new product in the pipeline. Automobile industry, every new design become outdated every 6 months, 9 months time. Coming to industries like apparel, that is one of the main export-oriented business we have in Sri Lanka. So especially in fashion apparel, every new fashion in Europe market or US becoming outdated every 2 to 3 months time. So that's why they keep designing new garments and using the factories established in this part of the world and supply them to the market. Can you understand it? So product designing is an ongoing activity for some industries, and for some other industries, maybe every 3 months time, 9 months time, they should be ready. Clear? Any big questions you want to ask from me? Any big questions you want to ask from me? No? Let me ask the question then. By any chance, due to some reason, maybe at school, maybe at university, maybe as an individual sometimes, because some are curious, some are interested in trying out new things. By any chance, have you involved in designing a new product? Maybe with a group, maybe for an exhibition, innovation exhibition, school, have you involved in? At least at that level, not for commercial purpose, but for an school or inter-school competition. Have you? So, refresh your understanding. What are the aspects you thought? How carefully you planned it? Right. Probably with your little understanding, little knowledge, you have done that. But there are many things to be considered. You will understand it very well when you have that experience. You have done something. Maybe you realize later at the end of it, I knew what we did. Right? But that failed experience, or maybe unsuccessful experience sometimes, very useful. That is what you should do. At school level, at undergraduate level, you should do a lot of mistakes. At least you have tried. You have failed, that's all right, but you have tried. So you know a little bit of it. After a few years' time, you will be able to correct your mistakes with all these experience, knowledge, and become good managers, good entrepreneurs one day. Successful businessman. Unfortunately, most of the management students these days, probably that is true for you as well. They don't want to become businessmen. They want to become managers, just managers sometimes, or maybe professionals working for some businesses, earn monthly salary, maybe good salary, of course, yes. Don't want to become entrepreneurs. That's all right. There can be some other individual, they don't want to become any one of them. Manager කෙනෙක් වෙන්න ඕනත් නැහැ, entrepreneur කෙනෙක් වෙන්න ඕනත් නැහැ, ගෙදරින් ගලවලා මම වෙනවා. එමත් ඉන්නවා. වෙන purpose වලට තියෙන හැබැයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ batch එක එහෙම අඩුයි කියලා මම හිතනවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ කිව්ව නැතුව ඒක. හැමෝම වගේ දෙයක් තේරුමක් ඇතුව වෙනවා ඇති කියලා මම හිතනවා. හරි. Fancy. You want to know how product should be designed, that you already started with. That's very useful knowledge. A kind of understanding that you can't get from many other courses, many other subjects. Who should be responsible? There are different product design approaches. I will explain them later. But just to introduce, traditionally businesses design their products according to this approach. Traditional businesses, traditional industries still design their products following this approach. We call it product-based approach. That is the traditional approach. Still appropriate for some industries, yes. However, during last 3 to 4 decades, 3 to 4 decades. So there is this new approach for product designing that is more appropriate, more profitable, more appropriate for industries. What is that approach? We call it value-based approach for product design. Spend 2 minutes to see the difference between these two. This shows from where they start and how it flows. Can you clearly see the difference between these two? In terms of starting point? In traditional approach, according to this, what is the starting point? Are the product itself. They start with product features, characteristics, and all. Usually in businesses, let's say in the manufacturing business, because that is easier to understand. Maybe biscuits manufacturers, ice cream manufacturers, or maybe tire manufacturers, automobile manufacturers, electronic products, whatever. So which department is responsible for designing new products? We discuss this. Which department? We discuss this. Yeah. Product. Manufacturing department is responsible for manufacturing the product. And that is our subject, manufacturing management, operations management, how to manufacture the product most efficient manner. But product designing is handled by, is that directly marketing responsibility? Well, under marketing, we think, or we study as one main area, they have to involve in value creation, right? So creating value, that means the product designing. True, I accept, but practically marketing play a role, but there can be other department, one or two, probably one. What is that? There are 2 points. One says research and development unit or product development. Both are correct. So some organizations, they can have either product development department or R&D. In some industries, some businesses, they have R&D, under that PD is separated. Whatever it is. Product development department is the main department responsible for product design. What is that department? Product development or product design. PD. Usually they are coming from an industrial engineering background in the relevant field. Industrial engineering, technical part of it. Because whatever the new concepts coming in, they should be able to technically convert them into products in that industry. Say now, an electrical kettle. Marketing team may come up with some new requests, some new products in the market and all. Right? Manufacturing people may be ready to produce it, but there is this department, product development department, who may consider the new ideas, new concepts together and put that into a new design of kettle. That's a technical work. Right? Electrical side of it, designing side of it, industrial engineering side of it, they are the experts. Design experts. Clear? So that is their responsibility. With the support of R&D and few other departments. Especially marketing input is a must. To remember, we understood the other day, at least these few departments should work together there. What are the different departments? PD department is one main department, product development. And then of course the marketing team has a role to play there. And then the manufacturing team. Because the manufacturing team works on process designing. How the product should be manufactured. These two decisions should be decided together. I think we have a simple idea now what product designing is. Why that is important for business? And then who involves in product design? Now, if I just provide a little more information here, in product designing approach, they start with the product, identify product features, characteristics and all, and they finalize the product first. Based on which they do the costing of the product. For the components, for these additional features and other things, what is the cost? And accordingly set the price for the product to make it profitable for the business. And accordingly would finally specify what is the benefit, what value for the customer. The value of the product to the customer, and that is delivered to the customer. So that is a traditional approach. When you compare that with the new approach, what is the new approach? What is the new approach? That is called value-based design. That is more appropriate for highly competitive businesses, highly competitive markets. In it, what is the starting point? They say, don't start with the product, but start with the market out there. Go to the market. Meet your customers. Hello? Go to the market. Meet your customers. And collect information about what? Their requirements. Their wants. Whatever the competitive product they have already consumed. Are there certain aspects missing? Right? So I have to start from the market and identify what they would expect from a new product. Isn't that a good way? So the value-based approach recommends us to go to the market and get the market requirements first. And understand the competition in the market first. Accordingly decide what is the unique value we want to provide to the customers. What benefits, at what price probably, right? And then bundle of benefits that would be attractive to the customers in one side, right, compared to other competitive products, and then profitable to the business. So once we finalize the value, we set the price for it, and for the price, they do the costing, reverse costing, right? Set the price first, and accordingly do the costing for the product and the components and everything. And based on these cost constraints, and then value to be delivered, they design what? They design the product at the end of the process. So that product and its features, characteristics, and all, not only match with the price we are going to set for it and the costing part of it, right? But also meet the customer requirements. That is the new approach recommended. Write some information down about these two approaches. Traditional product-based approach. That is appropriate. That is good for some businesses even today. Product design. And for highly competitive industries, like maybe consumer products, FMCG products are not highly competitive. Shampoo to biscuits to beer, whatever. It is not a consumer FMCG product, but consumer packaged goods, CPGs. CPGs here, consumer packaged goods and all. Most of the industries are very competitive. Because there are many suppliers. Or whatever the latest electronics items, televisions to electric fans to AC machines to various other. They're very competitive. So for them, this value-based approach would be more practical. Even nowadays, fashion apparels follow this approach. Almost all the industries. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මොන හරි ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක් ඩිසයින් කරද්දී මෙහෙම හිතුවද මීට කලින් මේකක් තියෙනවා කියලා නේද? For the exhibition, when you design a product, you just think of some new features. So to win the first place in the exhibition, but to introduce that to the market and to earn profits from the product, you have to think of it. Now we need to know more details about that we do. Right. These three departments at least, and here we understood a new concept the other day. Do you remember this concept? So these departments traditionally, right, it's a teamwork, product designing, marketing, manufacturing, and basically these two and other supportive staff. So traditionally, this process happens in a sequential manner. Do you remember that? We call it sequential design. Though there are different departments, they don't work together. There are departments. That means walls between departments. Each department complete their task and forward the product design work to the other department after completing their work. Marketing team go to the market, study the requirements and come up with the product concept here. And further specify it, what performance specifications are required. So we call it performance specs. That will be sent to the design engineer to do the designing part of it, product designing. So that team will convert the product requirements into the product and prepare something called design spec. What is it? Design specification. In Sinhala we call it, because again, product specification. Specification, very important word. Concept in operations management, manufacturing, what is it? It outlines all the technical details of the product. Now here the performance specification, but here design specification that outlines all the technical details. So document. So that design engineer will finalize that, send to the engineering team, manufacturing engineering team. They will configure a process, how this product can be manufactured step by step, right? And come up with manufacturing specification. And that is sent to the production department to arrange the production lines accordingly and start the production following the steps. So that is how it is happening. So when these departments work separately, we call it sequential product designing, which is good, but there are some delays, problems, inefficiencies in that approach. And that is why this new approach has become more popular. That is recommended. What is that new approach? That product design approach is known as concurrent product design approach. Or team approach. What is the name? Concurrent. Concurrent in sense. Instead of working these experts in their departments, they are put together into one team, product development team, experts from different departments, putting into one cross-functional team, we call it. Okay, cross-functional team. Cross-functional team. Cross-functional team, so that they work together. Marketing team will bring the insights. Design engineers and all will discuss with them, further specify how the product should be. And meantime, manufacturing people would comment on the product features and all, whether that is practical, how that affect the cost, manufacturability, right? And the production team will also share their experiences, their expertise, training levels, machines available. So they together decide. That approach brings a lot of benefits to business. It saves time. It saves time. And the different expert opinions can be parallelly considered. ගොඩක් වෙලා විතර වෙනවා. අරකට මාස 7ක් විතර ගියා නම් මාස 3ක් වගේ ඉවර ගන්න. මොකද parallelly ගන්නවා distance ගන්නත්. ඉතරහට ගිහලා ආයෙ පස්සට එනවා නැත්තම්. කොහොම product finalize එකක් ගන්නම ගිහලා ආයෙ එනවා මැදට. So in this approach it saves time. Right? And this is an opportunity for better decision making. For better decision making. Having product there, හොඳට ඉක්මනින් අඳුර ගන්න පුළුවන්. So that is why this concurrent approach is recommended. But practically, different businesses use different approaches. So this is where we stopped the other lesson. So I just repeated what we discussed 2 weeks ago, because that was a long time. So with that, let's move to identify the process recommended for this. So product designing. Of course, yes, different businesses have their own product development activities. Some businesses don't take it serious. Managing director might think of a product. Have you seen? Have no problem because you have not started working. When you visit, when you start working for some family businesses, you may realize the managing director has a dream, and he probably went on a trip, foreign visit, saw a product, and now coming back to Sri Lanka, he wants to introduce a product like that in Sri Lankan market. So like this. Sometimes very irrational. Very much irrational. Then කරන්න හිතනවා දැන් දවල් සතිය කරන්න. මොන තමයි ඒගොල්ලන් කියන්නේ. Some might think they are good product developers themselves. Some entrepreneurs and all, they feel like they know everything. They are like, make hada, make කරන්න. Marketing team එකට කියන මේකට package එක දාන්න, මේක manufacturing එකට කියන මේ වගේ product. So that is how they do. Some become successful. Many of product introductions become ended up with failures. Medium scale firms and large scale firms, they are very, with some failures they learn. Then they become a little more conscious. They become more careful. Right? They take the effort more serious and put some efforts to develop a good product. A good product that can compete with other products in the market. A good product that can attract customers. It's not an easy task. And for that, they have their own approaches. However, After studying these successes, these failures, large scale businesses, multinational companies and all, there is this process recommended in textbooks, right? As the best practice for product development. You know, best practice? They have recommended a benchmark process. These steps should be followed when designing a new product. And what is the name of this process? Very simple. You have studied it. New product development process. That is the benchmark process recommended for new product. Okay? We are going to discuss about it a little bit and identify what are the steps, why these steps are needed. Quickly, within 5 minutes or so. New product development process. Because we can't sort of time, this is only one part of it. Why I explain it so seriously? It's a very important process for any business. Right, as you see here, this process has several steps, or what we call phases. Phases, there are many phases, many steps in it. It says new product development begins with idea generation stage. Idea generation stage. As you can understand, idea generation. Gathering new ideas for a better product. Of course, from various different sources. When the ideas come from the product again. What are the different, as you think, allow product again idea? Sources from where we can generate ideas for new products. Think of a medium scale or large scale business. Maybe elephant house, ice cream, right? So they have few product lines already. Face the competition, they think of expanding their ice cream product lines. So what type of ice cream? They have to first come up with some ideas, right? So likewise. Dumbro, furniture designs. They have already some designs. Now they think of a new product line or new product of furniture. So from where businesses can gather new ideas of new products? What do you think? Of course, one reliable source is the customers. The market. Customers, if we approach the right customers and ask right questions, they will come up with good ideas. Some of maybe their requirements they will tell us. So customers will be a good starting point, of course. Likewise, right? Different customers, different ideas they come. That's a very good source. Is that the only source? Market research. Of course, marketing team will go to the market with some ideas and conduct a market survey or marketing research or market research. Marketing research or market research to generate good ideas. Very good. Past data. Like what? All right. You have some secondary data or maybe past data, maybe sales related or maybe old products, right? Especially sales data, right? Would recommend you now the existing products are no longer appropriate. We have to think of a new product line. So sales data. And start it. Okay, that's a very good observation. Many get inspired through the competitors' new products. They keep an eye on the market. So they look at the key competitors in the same market or foreign market sometimes. That is what they mostly do. Europe part of it, develop part of it. When the new products are launched, maybe companies in this part of the world, they just try to imitate it, copy it. That's not wrong. That's not wrong. You learn, you get new ideas, you get inspiration from competitive products. It's a good option. In fact, that's a well accepted product designing approach also. That is called reverse engineering. Have you heard of it? Probably yes. Reverse engineering. Competitive product disassemble කරලා බලන්න. They separate the product and identify how they have designed this product. That's a well accepted approach. Reverse engineering. So not only the product feature, they engineer the process also according. So the latest products introduced in US or Europe markets, after a lot of research and spending millions of dollars, right? Maybe Chinese manufacturers, maybe other manufacturers, they disassemble the product and study so how they have manufactured it and come up with better version of the product within short time period with minimum R&D cost. That cannot be avoided. That is why copyrights and all the other things are there. Product, patent products and all, but still product copying, imitating is dangerous. So those are good sources. There can be different ideas, different, especially from sales staff, you can gather some data. So the management will come up with some new ideas. That's all right. Managing director, chairman, the internal staff, even factory workers sometimes. Machine operators sometimes. Some are very good, some are very creative. So when you gather a lot of ideas, now just an idea may not be enough. Idea is one statement, one simple statement, a product like this. But that has to be detailed out. We call it a product concept. Right? Product ideas should be further developed and converted into a product concept that describes the product with more details. What benefits right? What product it should be, what features you need to have there. Right. So likewise, you just elaborate the product idea into a product concept. Product concept. Concept detail. Idea just a brief idea. So then recommended to go for, before continuing the product designing and all, there is this middle step. What is that? Feasibility analysis. Very important that many businesses don't do. Feasibility analysis. What is it? Feasibility. Now this concept, before taking forward, you have to analyze and identify whether this is a feasible idea, feasible concept. So businesses should follow that step carefully. What? What they can to filter out all the infeasible ideas and take only one or two most suitable, most feasible ideas forward. And making anamashya with an idea so to filter out all the infeasible concepts and all, and select only one or two most appropriate, most feasible ideas and take them forward. Product exhibition තව යාළුවෙක් කිව්වා මේක අපි එකක් හදලා. businesses වල එහෙම කරන්න පුළුවන්. businesses වල එහෙම කරන්න. ලොකු risk ගන්න බෑ. එතනින් එහාට යනවා කියන එක ලොකු risk එකක්. ඒ වගේම ලොකු cost එකක් බෑ කරන්නේ. ලොකු risk එකක් කරන ලොකු cost එකක්. ඒක බෑ කරන්න බෑ. ඒ නිසා මෙතන filter out කරන්න. So quickly tell me when it comes to feasibility, what have you already studied? කොහොමද මේ filter කරන්නේ මොන වගේ aspects බලන්න? When you check the feasibility, what feasibility is it? මොනවද feasibility කියලා බලන්න ඕනේ. Yes, I expect you being applied accounting specialized students, you may be more interested in calculating the costly part of it, and then of course the profitability of it, right? And analyze only the good, profitable products. So that's good. In fact, that comes under financial feasibility. Financial feasibility. In terms of cost, in terms of profitability. Of course, that is something to look at. Financial feasibility. But prior to that, we recommend එක ඕන හැබැයි ඊට කලින් අපි බලන්න කියලා කියනවා. එතෙන්වත් යන්න කලින් බලන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද? Market feasibility. Market feasibility. What it could be? Because the market feasibility here. We have to check whether there would be a sufficient market for our concept before even designing. මොකද මෙතන ගියාට ගිහින් වැඩක් නැහැ. Market එක නැහැ. So that is where the market survey, expert survey can be done. Right? Assess what and what product ideas have a good market. Sufficient market. So we will check the market feasibility first, followed by financial feasibility. ඒක තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ costing වල කතා කරන්නේ. මේ product එක ගන්නවා cost එක අරගෙන margin එක දාලා මොනවද බලන්නේ? NPV මොනවද? නෑ IRR, internal rate of return, break even point. What is that subject you are studying? Management accounting, is that? Management accounting, you do all these calculations to assess the financial feasibility. And so apply that there. So all the examples you have done, relate this. Market feasibility, financial feasibility. Is there any other aspects? How much balance on it? Your internal capabilities and all, coming to that, we call it technical side of it, technical feasibility, right? Whether the existing technology is enough, whether the technology is available for this, and whether the technology is available in the business, our strengths, our capabilities, as you correctly pointed out. So technical aspect of it, plus the business fit, we have to say. We have to check. Right? So likewise, there are different filters to filter out all the ineffective ideas and select one or two more suitable ideas forward. Hope you understand the importance of this step. Otherwise, we will continue with different ideas that are not profitable, that doesn't have a market. Coming to these are technical steps. These are technical steps. Handled by product development team, product designing, product development. How about in a process engineers, manufacturing team. So third step, product specification. This is a document actually. They finalize all the product related details in a document. After doing all this design work, they come up with product specifications. Technical side එක නේ ඒ වගේ ගොඩක් දේවල් තියෙනවා මේක ඇතුලේ නෝට් කරගන්න. දැන් so see our product specifications, and other things. It comes under designing and engineering team. Now, it may vary from product to product, but maybe engineering drawings like this. This is only a tiny part of it. So all these, I mean, this is a specification that specifies all the technical side of this component. So likewise for every single product, they have to come up with this engineering drawings and followed by process specification. Again, together with the product, process should be specified. Again, this is also a document they finalize in relation to the process. What is the starting point? How the process should flow to manufacture the product. Process specification should be finalized. Based on that, they go to the fifth step, what is called prototype development. Prototype development. I hope you have heard of it before. Prototype development. The product now being manufactured for the first time. Maybe a sample of it, maybe the initial version of the product. Using the same materials or synthetic materials. Right? The initial product is manufactured for the first time. One item of it, or two or three, as a sample. What is the name of it? Prototype. Basic version. It could be a physical prototype. Again, physical prototype. So initial design, one product is now designed, finalized. That prototype is very important to further identify whether that is functioning as planned, whether there are any improvements needed and all. That is the initial one. Now for the exhibitions and all, what you are designing? A prototype. Then commercially produced you design a prototype of it. Could be a physical prototype. Physically, you design it. What is becoming more popular now? For product designing and all, there are many new computer software solutions. Product designing solutions as well. You may be, is it popular known as CAD, computer aided designing, right? So, and many other complicated design software. So that makes the product designer's life more easier. It is a lot of software, design softwares. CAD is the most popular technology for that. Various different software solutions are there. And as a result, the first prototype is usually now not a physical prototype, we call it digital prototype back in the virtual prototype. Digital or virtual prototypes. Effort prototype finalize. Software designing the all the technical dimensions and everything, they can test there before actually producing the product. To have just an idea, that's enough. What is the latest? What is the latest technology there? Yes, so AI can be used for this thing, but still most of the most of the professional designers and all, they get the support of AI, but they believe in their design skills and because AI may not still harm that. complicated. Technology එක වැඩි වෙනකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ full rely වෙයි. නමුත් තාම basic versions වලට තමයි යන්න පුළුවන්. අර අලුත්ම concepts එක try out කරන්න. තාම AI වල support එක ගත්තට මේක මොකද්ද දැන් මේ prototype හදන්න තියෙන ඔයගොල්ලෝ තියෙන latest technology එක. Okay? I'm sorry, I couldn't follow. VR, virtual realities කියන කොහොමද virtual realities ඒ technologies හරහා තමයි ඉතින් මේක වැඩි පහසු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Yes, virtual realities. Is that? Yeah. 3D dimension and all these technology ගොඩක් ඒකට use කරන virtual realities create. බිල්ඩින් එකක වුණත් අපි දැන් ගිහිල්ලාමත් බලන්න පුළුවන් ඇතුළ ඩිසයින් කරාට පස්සේ ෆර්නිචර් කොහොමද එන්නේ ඔය වගේ. ප්‍රොඩක්ෂන් තේම තමයි රොටේට් කර කර බලන්න පුළුවන් ඒකට. Prototype වලට එනකොට have you heard of something called 3D printing? 3D printing, additive technology or something? අහලා දිනවද? ඒක තමයි දැන් තියෙන latest මේවා. හරි. digital version එක දුන්නාම machine එක print කරනවා physical prototype එක. හරි. ඒ වගේ අලුත්ම concepts වලට යන හින්දා මේවා හරි lazy වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Right. Anyway, prototype development would develop the product and then the design review. If any further changes required, they go for the design review. There are various different techniques for that. When you do that, you have to check the technology side of it, whether this can be manufactured, how to simplify the product, simple version of product becoming more popular now. It's a complicated, harima, but now product design should be very simple. I'm not going into detail, but there are methods, there are techniques to evaluate existing product and make it more simple. There are techniques like this technique, house of quality, is useful for us to start from the market and design the product according to that value-based approach. I'm not going to explain, but you can go through it. This is a technique called house of quality that begins with customer requirements, compare the existing products, identify design characteristics. 3, 4, compare the requirements and the product characteristics. 5, decide what and what components can be continued and what should be removed, and accordingly, finally, design the product. So it's a very useful technique called house of quality for design these products. Simplify products. More than that, what I want you to show you is this. It is about a CAD and then product standardization are very useful concepts for simplifying products. Standardizing. This is one of the most common design approach. As the term implies, standardization. මොකද මේක කියන්නේ? Standardize කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ for the product you are going to design, instead of having unique components, unique parts, you are going to use standardized components. දැනටමත් තියෙන components use කරලා කොහොමද ඔයාගේ product එක design කරන්නේ කියන එක. Standardized components. එහෙම වුණාම ගොඩාක් ලොකු advantages තියෙනවා business එකේ. Especially now, say for an example, this is common. If you disassemble your PC එක ගලවලා නැහැ නේ අපි නේ ගලවලා තියෙනවා කිප් දෙනෙක්. මොනවද ගලවලා නැහැ? අපේ laptop එකක් ගලවලා බැලුවා. Phone එක පිළිවෙල කැඩිලා ගියොත් right. So we will see the components inside more or less same. බලබ් එකක් අපි බල්බයක් ගන්නවා නම් කාගේ හරි branded bulb එකක්. Do we have to buy a holder also, bulb holder also? No, we don't have to, because they are designed for the standardized components. So that the manufacturer may not produce all the components inside. They can buy those standardized components and assemble according to your design. So that your operations activity, manufacturing activities become more efficient. So that is a concept. When you go for product designing, don't make your product unnecessarily complicated. Make it a simple product, make it a standardized product that's made of already available components so that you can easily manufacture it at low cost and earn profits. That is the idea. ඒක තමයි concept එක. දැන් වෙනකොට මේක තමයි යන්නේ හැමතිස්සෙම. අර ඉස්සර තමයි තිබුණේ හරිම complicated handmade components made හරි complicated process එක. Very inefficient. For a mass market you cannot supply. Operations become complicated. In the manufacturing flow, you have to do a lot of things otherwise. Your employees should be highly skillful if you want to make complicated products. But for standardized products, one worker will be doing only one part, the other worker will be completing it likewise. So you can manufacture the product. That approach is called manufacturable products. So now there are concepts like design for manufacturability. අපි design කරද්දී මොනවද හිතන්නේ? කොච්චර පහසුවෙන් මේක හදන්න පුළුවන්ද? Because design for manufacturability. Design for assembly. Assembling කියන්නේ මේක කොටස් එකතු කරනවා කියන එකනේ. Assembling. You combine different parts together and complete the product. So you design the product to easily assemble it. Those are very important. Design simplification techniques. Especially if you are going to become manufacturer. Wonderful. විශේෂම කාරණේ මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මෙතන කියන්න කැමති. There is this idea. We call it modular design. හරි මේකත් design simplification එකේ ප්‍රධාන ටෙක්නික් එකක්. අර standardization වලම ඊළඟ step එක නේ. That is a continuation of the standardization. What is the concept? Module design. It's a very simple idea, can be applied everywhere. Now you don't design the final product. Well, you design it, but not as a final product. You design internal main parts as modules. Right? As different modules. Product එකේ ඇතුලේ තියෙන main components. You develop those, you design those main components. අපි ඔය කියන කොලා main components කියලා. Otherwise we call them sub assemblies කියලා අපි කියන sub assemblies. Main assembly එක තමයි final product එක. ඒක හදන්න පාවිච්චි කරන internal components වලට අපි කියනවා sub assemblies කියලා. So such sub assemblies or main components are designed separately. Then what happens is, by putting different sub-assemblies together, you can offer different products to your customers. By putting different components in different manner, of course, you get different designs that fulfills customer requirements. Now go for a typical example would be PC assembly. PC කියලා ඉස්සරහ තිබුණා ඒවා 1990s වල තිබුණා. ඔය කිට්ටුව තිබුණා ඒවා. Standardized designs තියෙන්නේ. Specifications more or less same. Office work එකකට ගත්තත් වෙන video editing හරි වෙන creative වැඩ කරගත්තත් analysis purpose වල වෙන complicated වැඩ more or less the standard sizes, standard specifications are there. But now what has happened? According to our requirements, especially in the last 2 to 3 decades. For gaming, if it requires more speed, more capacity, and better screens and everything, it's a matter of putting these different modules together and configure a customized final product. පුළුවන්ද එහෙම? දැන් පුළුවන්. ඇයි? Because of this concept. Products are being designed as modules, not as final products. Is that good for customers? Of course. Is that good for businesses? Is that good for operations? Of course. Why for customers? may approach එක customers ලාට හොඳ market එකට හොඳයි. It fulfills specific requirements of customers. Games වල PC එක use කරන කෙනාට ඒ වැඩේ. Film editing, video editing වගේ වැඩකට වෙන configuration එකක්. Normal office use එකට studying purpose වලට වෙන වැඩ. So accordingly cost may vary. Customer requirement එකක් full. That is the latest approach. මේක දැන් මම PC වලදී කිව්වට මේක ගොඩාක් තැනකට apply කරා. මේක තමයි technique එක. You want to become an entrepreneur thinking of a product manufacturing, think of a modular product. Why that is good for the manufacturing and business? Why for the business? I business එකට මේ විදිහට ගියොත් හොඳ වෙන්නේ. Yeah, you can, of course, one thing is you can offer your product to a well specified target market, probably few target markets, not only one, the same product with different design, but you can cater different market segments. PCs for gamers, PCs for video editors, PCs for office or study purpose. With the same product, you cater different market segments and offer customized. So that is why. You can offer customized products. You can cater different markets, generate more sales and profits. Coming to our area, operations management, manufacturing management, operations managers, operations staff. What is their responsibility? They are to manufacture the product and supply them to the markets efficiently. How come this approach would be easier for manufacturers, manufacturing managers? ඒගොල්ලන්ට මේ වගේ concept එකකට ගියොත් තියෙන පහසුව මොකද්ද? What is the main advantage for them? Exactly. Right? Production activities may not be that complicated because they are manufacturing standardized components only using certain processes separate, and efficiently they can manufacture the components based on demand. Right? So sometimes they do the final assembling as well. So that is easy. Often what happens, where this assembly part takes place? Not at the factory. Not at the same factory. They do what they do is they just do the production. සමහරට මේ assembling එක කොහෙද වෙන්නේ? Showroom එකේදී වෙනවා. Sometimes at the customer's place. Have you seen? So their operations work become more simple and efficient. Is that important for operations managers? Yes. The efficiency, resource utilization, everything would be improved. So that is why this approach. Clear? I hope that is enough. Every single product you see in the market now, from apparel items to mobile phones to televisions to automobiles, even at restaurants, they have used this component, this idea. Do you think so? At Pizza Hut, one of the best pizza suppliers in the world, what do they offer us as their product? Standardized pizza or customized pizza? Hello? standardized pizza that is already made, available for us to go and buy, or what? Or customized pizza that are customized to our requirements. It's not highly customized, fully customized, 100% customized, and at the same time, not highly standardized as well. Somewhere in between. Yeah. Standardized pizza thing, so we have to go there and just buy whatever available there. We can't make any changes. But Pizza Hut offers us customized. In terms of size, we can select. What else? In terms of type, we can select. In terms of toppings, we can select. Cheese levels, we can select. Spicy levels, we can select. Customized. Do they take longer time to bake the pizza, those customized pizza, and deliver us? So most efficient. Very efficient. Very efficient, right? Maybe within 20 minutes, 25 minutes maximum, they are able to bake us a customized pizza and deliver. How come? Because they have designed their products using this. Have you gone inside and seen what's happening inside the Pizza Hut? It's a good way to learn. At least maybe working for 3 months, 9 months, maybe as a trainee, or maybe as a volunteer. So, not as a volunteer, but just give it a try to start working somewhere. Operating level jobs are not bad. Whenever you go abroad, friends who are already there, ask from them. Because එහෙ ගිහලා හරි සතුටින් ඒක කරනවා. මොකද කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. මේන් අරගෙන සල්ලි මදි. But here, we waste our time. Give it a try to get a good experience from anywhere. Feel confident. So Pizza Hut, they have standardized doors. So doors. And then of course these toppings are separately arranged and stored separately. Right. Meat items, sausages and various other things are prepared and arranged separately. Modules. And in the assembly process, they select the relevant items, put them together and bake for 10 minutes, 12 minutes. And the pizza is ready. So, modular concept. So, at the design stage, they have to think of it so that they can simplify the production steps. Manufacturability, so likewise. That is in fact what we call simplify the product. I will take only 2 minutes. However, after the design review, whatever the improvements you made, right, before going for the market introduction, product introduction to the mass market, it is recommended to follow market test run. Hope you can understand the need of it. So your product is ready now. You produce it in small scale and distribute in the market. See the market response. Test one, market test is important because you get more, realistic market responses. And then only you go for the product introduction. You produce in large volume, do your marketing campaigns and everything, and then introduce to the product. Introduce the market. According to the process, there should be follow-up evaluations as well to further event. Follow-up evaluations. Make sure any revisions, any changes to the product is introduced after 3 to 9 months to 1 year time. So this is what we call product development process. And hope you understand why for businesses this is recommended. When they follow it, one way, not in the same manner, but at least if they pay attention to it, they can minimize the risk of new product introduction. Is that risky product? Is that a risky process? New product introduction, is that a risky process? Of course, no. Millions of dollars sometimes will be wasted. If it is successful, few millions of dollars can be earned. Millions or billions. That is. Right, so that is how businesses should do that. And why manufacturing staff in operations management we are interested about it. I think that is clear. With that, let's go for a small break, maybe for 15 minutes. And prior to that, mark your attendance. You can mark the attendance. It's been around 10:20. Tadi ada beberapa nanti nabi selain kalau lagi di nanti mau berapa? Oh, we can, generally say,
Very much for
So, yeah. Let's have a pain for a while. Those who have connected online, could you mark your attendance without any difficulty? Even if she is not there on the online. So yeah, I understand your point. Can start what has happened to others. Do an online survey, online search, maybe a Google search, and identify at least 2, 3 new product development, new product designing concepts that have become popular in the world now. Quickly identify 3 trendy new product development concepts, new product development related ideas. Within 5 minutes, let's conclude it. Quickly look for some details. The different industries, what are the main in product development trends? Let's start the session. I just ask you to do a Google survey, Google search, and identify the latest new product development related trends What are the new concepts used? What are the new approaches used? What are the latest ideas? Maybe the technologies they use. Identify 52, 3, 4 main trends. If you're interested about one particular industry, maybe a service industry, maybe your own industry like financial services, accounting services, auditing and all. What new services are demanded in the market? Identify a few quickly. And write them down. Write down at least 3 to 5 new product development related new technologies, new concepts. If you see the last paper, there was a part of a question on describe new product development related trends. So this would be the answer for such a question. In addition to whatever we have discussed so far, you can identify such thoughts. Hello. You are asked to do a task. Those who have connected online can also do a Google search and quickly identify 3 to 5 new product development related trends. That businesses are following. Write down few points, maybe 2, 3, 4 points. Not in detail, just mention the point, that's enough. විස්තර ලියන්න වෙලා මදි. ඔක්කොම ලියලා ඉන්න බෑ. අවශ්‍යත් නැහැ. Just identify few points. Right, I hope at least 2 3 points are now identified. You can slowly start talking to your friend sitting next to you. අදින්නේ එක්කෙනෙකුට කතා කරත් ඇති. මොනවද එයා කියලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා බලන්න. ඊට පස්සේ කතා කරගන්න. Show your point to the friend. At least 2 points. That's enough. Show your point to your friend. At least 2 points. And ask them what they have written down. Talk to one person at least. Explain your point O2 to them. Ask that person to explain their 1 or 2 points.
What are the key points you have identified? Communications. Point one about the product design is based on AI. Yeah, which to design products and then of course product with AI features and so then. Okay. That's really interesting. Personalized products. Line එකේ තියෙනවා ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් හොඳයි ඒ දවස්වල මුලේ කාර්යයක් ට්‍රේන් ඒවා තව කාර්යයට තෝරනවා ට්‍රේන් වෙනවා. Design product features even basing some points, I guess so. In 2-3 minutes, can you share? I mean, we are not going to discuss things in detail. We don't have enough time, but at least to check whether you're on the right track. Right? Can you share a few of your points who already shared with me? So that I will mention them also if needed, because sometimes others may also have covered the same. So they are on the track. So what are the key points you have identified? What are the key characteristics of modern product designs? What are the latest technologies you have identified? What is trending? AI-based developments. That could be one main thing that every one of you have identified, right? AI-based new product designs. It of course, one has, in addition to AI-powered product designing, one has identified now the products, how they can be modified with the support of AI and all. So different varieties of products. when the initial idea is given, so it can generate different changes to different markets, different situations and all. So AI, use of AI product designing is one main trend that makes the product design task easier, efficient, cost effective. Ne? So AI powered product. Write it down if you have missed that because that is one of the best, one of the AI powered product. So, few more, probably one from you. Okay, sustainability and green product design. Have you noticed? Right, that's a growing concern during the last 2 decades or so. Sustainable product designs, or what we call green products. Right, as the term implies, what is the, what have you understood about it? Because that is also relevant for almost all the industries, including manufacturing and services. Sustainability, what is the concern? Yes, eco-friendly. So, eco-friendly, eco-friendly products. Yes. What does that mean actually? Environmental friendly or eco-friendly products that minimizes environmental damages. There are various different ways to practice sustainability that you may have identified. I have also mentioned some points. I think I have because that is one main trend. Don't just depend on them. What you have identified could be better, right? So, green products, eco-friendly products, sustainable products that are designed using recycled materials sometimes, certain other products recycled into materials, and then such material recycled materials are used as the input of this product. That is one way of doing it. That is what he also what do you call it? Circular designs. Circular designs are such circular, which is very important concept. Circular concept, circular design thing. Have you heard of something called circular economy? So there are very different, many different ways to do that. The recycled materials use how sustainability will have another concerns. Maybe correct, I couldn't follow you. Saving resources for future generation, that is the primary concern. When it comes to product design, how that can be accommodated, how that can be practiced. Because I'm concerned, sustainability again, that's the consumption zero. Continue the consumption, production and consumption while saving resources for future generations. Right, okay, very good, you have understood it. Sustainability. Your generation is much more educated than the earlier generation. Right? So, how to preserve resources for future generations while consuming our requirements? Because the resources are very limited. Natural resources are limited. Do you think that the world is thinking in that way? Developed nations are thinking in that way. Industrial countries are thinking in that way. Well, not really, right? Now they have realized in the last 2 decades or so, they are trying to. Right? Don't know whether they are genuinely worked on it. Are they ready to reduce their production and consumption? We don't know. But what they are doing is they reserve their resources and consuming resources of these developing countries. Right. Anyway, that is another thing. What are the other sustainability? Recycled materials, resources utilization. Simple products. Simple products are there. Complicated simple products are there. Designing for durability, which is also important. Designing for durability, which means product design is that important for sustainability? So the customers then purchase only one product for very long time. So durability is very important. Minimizing packaging and all. Because package materials, once they are removed for the consumption, when the material product is taken out, what customers do with packaging items, packaging materials? They are the most environmental hazardous things thrown away to the environment. Now there are products with minimum packaging requirements. Sustainability. That's the likewise. So think in that line, sustainability is very important. Only few we discussed. In an answer that should be essentially there. Right? What are the trends in product development? Sustainability concerns like this. And then technology. So what else? One or two more points quickly. Precision agriculture. Okay, again, technology-based agriculture methods to minimize, again, probably under sustainability also, because precision agriculture, as I understand, it's about using the accurate amount of fertilizer, pesticides and all, controllers to minimize the requirements and all. Precision agriculture, right? So what else? Come on, hello. Somebody from use. Production automation, and for that, designing products that promotes automation. Automation, have you identified that? Automation. Minimum labor work per day. Technology wise, automate. Take a customize standardize the product. Automate product standardize automation. Lazy some of the trends. Smart home appliances. What do you mean? No idea. I'm going to explain the smart home appliances.
Before entering the home, we can keep the house or additional.
Okay, smart in the sense with the support of remote access. Preheat homes before approaching them, or maybe make the product ready when that is needed. With support of course technology, smart options, smart home appliances to minimize energy wastage and to make the product more useful. Smart and India, mobile IPL matches at the latest features, smart electronic appliances, voice controlled fans, AC machines. Smart. Productivity and practices that how it relates to the new product design that should have been the concern. Topic again, product design. Product design is not to go on the game. I appreciate it. So link that to the product design related work. You have a point, hello? Auntie, okay. You have a point? Local brand platforms. Is it something to do with e-commerce platforms? Where local platforms instead of international global platforms, right? They're also becoming popular. Okay. Because solutions, service solutions. They promote local platforms. Is that all? Yeah.
3D printed items.
3D printed customized items. 3D printing technology. ඒක දැන් අපේ රටට කාලෙක පොපුලර් වෙයි කියලා බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. cost එක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ නේ. Technology available, cost is the problem. So with that, 100% customized products. Medical equipment වලට ඔයගොල්ලෝ බලන්න medical devices වලට එහෙම ගියාම සමහර අපිට අපි එක දේවල් වලට ඕන වෙනවනේ ඇතුලේ සමහරට damages වලට අපිට treatments කරද්දී ඕන වෙන ඒවා හරියම customize because of the body condition body structures and all weight height condition should be perfectly matched with the patient's requirement. And for that, ready-made tools, devices may not be appropriate. And for that, technology like 3D are very useful. Take a cup or again. Yeah. Is that all? One more? Again. Feedback integration. She has also identified what it could be. Feedback integration. Come together. Feedback integration. No, together. Okay. Of course. It's a kind of approach. Frequently listening to the customers, their suggestions, their feedback, and keep changing your products. Matching their exact requirements. It's also appropriate. It is also trendy. Rather than just having one product, they are ready to customize the product or change the product according to the feedback they are getting from the market. Rigid products in the way that they feedback integrated product designs. And the balance websites or the apps. The interfaces some complicated interfaces are converted into very easy. It's to navigate interfaces because of feedback. Not just collecting feedback, but addressing them in the product design. Okay, look at the so that is important in modern competitive markets. While doing all these things, that marketing approach is important. While doing all these things, in operations, our concern is how to manufacture them, how to manufacture these products, how to create and deliver these services in a productive, efficient manner that minimizes the production cost, that maximizes our resource utilization. So that is a concern and give the advantages. Coming to the last part of our topic, just to understand. Thank you very much. You have done a very good job. Coming to the last part of our topic here, we just try to identify how in different industries, different businesses, these product design activities are managed. Slide number 15 shows you two approaches, two practices. The first one, that is the most traditional one, is called in-house approach, which is very simple to understand. In-house approach, all these product development related activities are managed within the firm, within an internal team. Of course, that team could be a dedicated team like R&D. Dedicated, they are particularly established for that purpose. Their task is to keep researching, keep identifying these new things and developing the products, technologies. Right? And that is through a dedicated R&D. Sometimes some firms are not capable of doing that. Why? Why? Sometimes they don't have dedicated team. They don't have budgets to allocate. But they need to develop products in-house. So they go for this approach. These are also internal teams. Temporary cross-functional teams arranged as a project management team, new product development projects. So that internal team experts from different departments, product development, expert, marketing, manufacturing, and other maybe finance also, right, and supply. So they come together and together decide and report to the top management. They internally manage the product development. Not a dedicated team, but internal temporary team. That's also very effective. We see when we visit organizations, that approach is operating well. So that is one main. What is it? In-house. Clear? What type of organizations can go for this? Small scale organizations, medium or large scale organizations can afford for these in-house departments. පොඩි කට්ටියට පුළුවන් ද මැද කට්ටියට නැත්නම් වැඩිපුර මේක පුළුවන් හොඳටම ලොකු large scale and multinational companies. What do you think? You're correct to say that. Basically, applicable or useful for large and multinational companies. ඒගොල්ලන්ට තමයි මේ වැඩේ කරන්න පුළුවන්. Large and multinational companies because initial investment is huge. Product development, R&D and on. It requires a lot of tools, equipments, lab tools, and technology is expensive. Hello. So this is mostly used in large scale firms. Of course, in multinational companies. In addition to technology, equipments, lab facilities, and all, what is required then? Now, another way. Machines, but Haryana, the technology, Haryana. Resource persons, experts are needed. Scientists, R&D staff, right? Experienced scientists and all. Say for an example, like multinational companies like Nestle. One main part of their business is into food science, isn't so? Food solutions. They only offer few products here in Sri Lanka. In Banana website, what are the various different food solutions they have developed and operating in the market? Catering different market segments. A variety of products. How much development? For that, they have R&D team, dedicated R&D teams, millions of dollars allocated for R&D. Survival. Food processing, food science. Lanka with Manchigat CPL, they have separate R&D unit, operated under big budget. Budget එකක් යන්නේ. ඒ නිසා තමයි අපිට පුළුවන් අවුරුදු මාස 3න් මාස 6න් අලුත් brands ගේන්න. එහෙම නැත්නම් පැහැදිලිද? Due to many reasons, and especially since there's a good demand for these efforts, now this has become most feasible option for businesses. Manage their product design related activities. Now there are expert outside firms that companies go get done product development. Simply known as outsourcing product design. Outsourcing is a common term, but this is outsourcing for product development, for product design. With the support of such outside experts, firms can get design their new products the most appropriate manner at a lower cost. In the most appropriate manner at a lower cost. Why the cost is low? One might think, no, outsourcing is more expensive. outsourcing product design into expert firms would be more expensive. Whereas I say now, while many others would say no, outsourcing is less expensive. Why is that? Here, you pay only for what you get, your assignment, what you ask them to do. If you have to manage a separate R&D, infrastructure, resource persons, and everything, that would be extremely expensive. Compared to that, less expensive. And then, so there are private sector organizations, companies in different industries, established for product development. They support businesses with different services. The initial concept design, they only do the concept development. Or at the client's request, they complete the other steps also. For some clients, they completely manage the process up until the product develop, product launch. According to package. Could be private sector organizations. Or there can be government funded research institutes. Government funded research institutes provide such services at a concessionary rate. Concessionary rate. Again, their respective industries. See, tea related products, there is this tea research group. Rubber research institute. In various different plantations, they have research institutes in Sri Lanka. That's another developed part, especially industrial nations. They have India, China, and Europe, everywhere. There are government funded organizations. For export related products here in Sri Lanka, we have some institutes. EDP supports. And there are some research institutes attached to Export Development Board. It's a matter of just contacting them and see the services available. But just check their website. That will give you very useful information. Okay? Product design. I will take only 5 more minutes and conclude this class around 11:50. Quickly. Can you together identify the advantages of the second approach compared to the first one? This part of the class, quickly, including you too, right? Quickly identify some advantages of the second approach compared to the first one. When businesses use outsourcing approach, what are the advantages? And at the same time, this part of the class, quickly identify a few points for a business. What are the advantages of using in-house product development methods? Right. At least 3, 4, 5 advantages. I ask you to quickly discuss with friends, not to check in the phones. Right? Just think for a while and talk to them. We have only 3 minutes. The points keep back under the Advantages of outsourcing product designing activities and advantages of using in-house for product designing. Given is 3 points. දේවල් දැනගන්න AI assistants ලා පාවිච්චි කරන එක කිසි වැරද්දක් නැහැ. For study purpose to know the reason, that's all right. එකමදී assignments කරන්න දාගන්න බෑ. හරි. එනේ evaluations එක දාගන්න බෑ. Yeah, very limited time. Within 2 minutes, we will quickly start the discussion. I think දෙකක් තුනක් තිබ්බොත් ඇති ඈ. Identify 3 advantages and 3 advantages to the project. Right, since we run short of time, let's cut short the activity. And when we identify some points, others can write down if we have missed that. Right? So shall we quickly identify 1 point from this side or for a firm? Why it is important? What are the advantages? When they use in-house product development efforts. Okay. Of course, that is one key point highlighted everywhere. They have a better control over the product development process. Right? What they do, how they do it, and accordingly design a product that is more appropriate to the business because they know everything from market to customers to their technology to their requirements and everything. So they have a better control over the product development process when they manage it. It's a very good point. Write it down because that's a must point. They can scale and bear it. It's a pradana advantage. One probably from you. High security. What do you mean by security? Right, that's very important. Companies' ideas, their information, and then of course about the new products, new product details and all, right? Security, confidentiality of product details, product technology and everything can be kept secret, can be maintained secret. Product details, confidentiality can be issued. Is that important? Very important for new products. Otherwise, after spending millions, so at least few thousands, right? The party will quickly know. Competitors may quickly know about it. Such details are not trivial to everyone. Even if you have a friend, ask them whether they are allowed to go to CBL product development department. No, they don't allow. In leaking the information maybe few months ahead or few weeks ahead, right? Will result in disaster. And cut another one. Right. So they have a better product information control. One more point. More detail. Well. That is, I think, coming to detail of the product. Yes, in a way we can argue the product that can match all the requirements of the business, market, customers, and technology and all, so that the details of the product would be more appropriate compared to other. But in the other approach, also they go into detail. Sometimes better than the internal approach. So one more, appreciate it, but that is the nature. You have a point? Hello? Okay. Such outcomes, such new designs will be developed as a result of deeper business knowledge, market understanding, technology, business objectives, intentions of the top management are the important. Likewise. One point from that corner. Strong communication. Since their internal team, from the top management to the team, right? The communications can be more efficient, more transparent. They know each other well. They have been working for a long time. So that promotes communication, internal communication, which is very important. Compared to that, outsiders, what we say, they don't understand sometimes. What they recommend, the business doesn't understand. So likewise, miscommunication, misunderstanding is there compared to internal. Since we run short of time, let's stop it there. Right? There are many advantages in this. Coming to outsourcing option, what are the key points highlighted? What are the main advantages when businesses go for outsourcing option? One from the last. High quality. Okay, better quality or improved quality. How come? Can't internal managers handle it in a better way? Because the quality is an important thing. Quality refers to what and what features of your product. Right? Features of your product in one side. So since they are experts in that feature, highly they know the most important features, characteristics required in the market. They are up to date. That is their business. So high likely they can design better products. So the quality of the product will be relatively high. We expect that is why we go for it, right? So we can design better quality products with latest features, state of the art features, characteristics when we go for industry experts. Well, with a dedicated R&D team, they also can achieve it, but can easily achieve this because of their expertise. Are we agreed? One more point from you. Wow, interesting. That is one of the key points highlighted. When we go outside, experts we can get the latest technology, latest tools and methods for product development. And more than anything else, the latest talent. Eh? Because they hire latest and more qualified people. That is their business. So clients can get the access to such resources and talent when they go for outsourcing. At a fair fee, we invest කරන්නේ, but we pay for them and we get the latest knowledge. Agreed? That's a very valid point. Write it down somewhere. It's an advantage, key advantage of going for external. Do we have 2 more points quickly, please? You say low cost, but others would argue internal arrangements would be cost effective. Is that so? Okay, especially the initial investment and paid up capital and all, right? Relatively at low cost, they can manage new product development projects. Because you pay for what you get as an expense, not as an investment probably. New product development is anyway investment. R&D is anyway investment, but the cost is relatively low here, less expensive. Agree? Financially, that is more feasible, and that's why finance managers and all they recommend us. No need to have a separate lab and all. Let's go for expert firms and get it done, and whatever the improvements we can do later. One more point. Time saving. Why time saving? They are specialized in their work. That is product development. They know the steps and how to expedite it with minimum mistakes. It is very valid. So relatively, since that is their expertise, they can quickly go through these steps and save a lot of time. So there is this concept to market. When you initially give an idea and when you can launch that to the market. Concept to market time can be reduced, which is very important. Thank you very much. You have done a very good job. You're on the right track. So let's meet the next week. Talk about other things. Thank you.